Nigerian army destroys kingpin's den in Zamfara state, neutralizes one terrorist. Kano state government set to arraign APC national chairman Ganduje wife on April 17. World Bank projects a slight drop in Nigeria's inflation rate to 24.8% this year. Shipwreck off Djibouti leaves 38 migrants dead. Good evening and welcome to Trust TV's News Hour once again. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. We start in Zamfara state as troops of the Nigerian army on counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency operations in the state have raided the hideout of a terrorist kingpin known as Yellow Jambros, leading to the death of one terrorist. Troops also recovered several weapons and equally destroyed Jambros' enclave. According to a post on Tuesday by the Nigerian army on X, Jambros, the terrorist, has been responsible for kidnapping and other acts of terrorism in parts of northwestern Nigeria. The army says the raid took place at Dangunu village in Maru local government area of Zamfara state. Items recovered included one AK-47 rifle, one AK-47 magazine, 30 rounds of 7.62mm special ammunition, and 150 bags of stolen grains. For more on this, let's speak to Daily Trust regional editor Yusho Adamu, who's joining us via phone from Zamfara state. Yusho, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. What more have we learned about this military operation, and what does this signpost as far as the counter-terrorism operations of the Nigerian military, especially in parts of Zamfara and Katsina state?
Good evening, Abdullahi. Of course, the residents have reacted to development, but there are divergent views regarding the development. While some residents are commending the military for the raid because it shows that the military are committed to their duties since they have started going into the forest and raiding the enclaves of the bandits. This is a good development. But some residents have started doubting the reports that are coming from the military because they said there are some problems along the line, especially the issue.
Hello, Yusho, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, okay. You might have to take that again because we lost the connection for a few seconds there.
Okay. What I was saying is that there are different or divergent reactions to the recent development. While some residents are commending the military for the development, I mean, for going into the forest to raid the enclaves of the bandits, others are casting doubt of the report from the military, and they are saying maybe along the line there are some challenges or hitches that either the intelligence the military are receiving, there is a problem in it, or the military should have changed their tactics towards approaching the banditry. One, they are saying sometimes in this kind of report, you will see or you will hear that the military have raided the enclaves, but you hardly hear from the military that they have either killed the kingpins of the bandits or captured them alive. They either raided the empty enclaves or hideout of the military and recover some few weapons, or they will just say that they have gone there, maybe they have chased them away and what have you.
So it's safe to say that
the residents...
Yeah, it's safe to say that the public in Zamfara state is less than convinced about this military operations that we've seen upscaled over the past few weeks?
Yeah, Yeah, what they are saying is that if the intelligence the military are receiving from the residents are genuine and effective, then the development or the success being recorded should have been more.
Right.
Or the enclave, they have raided the place, but killing only one terrorist and recovering few weapons.
Okay.
So if the intelligence is effective, what the residents are expecting is to hear that many of these terrorists are killed and many weapons are recovered.
Right.
This is their argument.
Okay.
So they said the military should have changed their tactics, especially regarding the intelligence, and they should also focus more on addressing the issues of informants, because what they are suspecting, the informants are informing the terrorists ahead of the military arrival and what have you.
Right.
So they have to change their tactics. They are suggesting that their tactics should have been changed so that more success would have been recorded.
Right. Now, what can you tell us about this particular kingpin whose enclave was raided by military operatives, Yellow Jambros?
Yes, Yellow Jambros is being accused of being responsible for the abduction of Kaduna school pupils. He took them from Kaduna to Bilbis area when he abducted them. And what we are hearing from the residents, these school students, they were moved from Kaduna to Zamfara through the forest. So some of them, they said, might have died along the way. So he's been accused of that. And of course, they allege that some ransom has been paid to him before they were released. And we all know it's not all of them that were released. Some are still under captivity, or they might have even died along the way.
The varying opinions that members of the public have, I think we can all agree that this is a step in the right direction. Yusho, as always, thank you so much for the update, and we hope to keep tabs on this development as it continues to unfold.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Yusho Adamu there, providing us with some context regarding this military operation that led to the arrest of a kingpin in Zamfara state and the killing of one terrorist following that military operation in Mari local government area of the state. In other security stories, bandits have shot dead a police officer as the police officers for the abduction of family members of the incumbent chairman of Bari Area Council, John Gabaya, at his Tokulo community residence in the area council. Confirming the latest incident on Tuesday, an aide to the council chairman says the incident happened on Sunday. It says the bandits who invaded Tokulo community through Kaduna Forest wielding AK-47 rifles engaged vigilantes guarding the chairman's private residence in a fierce gun battle. He said as the exchange of the gun battle raged, the police team from Buari division were alerted, which immediately mobilized to the community, engaging the bandits in a shootout. According to reports, one of the bandits shot and killed one of the police operatives during the crossfire, saying the police officers successfully repelled the attack with heavy firepower, forcing the bandits to flee the community. The spokesperson of the FCT Police Command, Superintendent Josephine Ade, confirmed this latest attack on Tokulo community. Elsewhere, operatives of the anti-kidnapping squad attached to the Imo State Police Command have cracked down on some notorious criminals terrorizing Imo State. Trust TV's Ajibade Praise has details of this development.
The suspect, identified as Chidebere Mose, is the lead driver of their deadly group. He confesses to have served as a driver whenever they are going for operation in any community in the state for over 2 years. In his confessional statement, a 38-year-old from Amozu community in Abombise local government of the state confirmed that he drove the gang the day they attacked and killed a police DPO and one inspector at the filling station in NBC a few months ago.
For that our community, they carry boys.
Okay.
If your mama talk, your mama go die. If your papa talk, your papa go die.
Okay, what you they fight
brothers go die.
What you they fight for? What you they talk so they fight for?
Then just talk like that. See them Zamfara. This one called Ebube. No degree. Even if say nah your wife born, you want go see your wife. Ebube no go agree. As them jam you for road to carry you. They don't carry you. They no go allow you do anything again.
Luck ran out on the suspect as the police operatives stormed his hideout in Umuogo community on Monday, the 8th of April. Upon sighting the operatives, he opened fire in a bid to escape and evade arrest, but was overpowered by the superior firepower of the security agency. He confessed knowing Ishaka, Ebube, and other deadly leaders of the gang who were neutralized in December 2023.
Is Ishaka and Ebube.
Okay, for our camp, we are aware. So when they do kidnapping, when they collect people cars, when they do kidnapping, how do you keep them? How do you manage those people?
That person can. Waiting, I see from my eye, be saying they carry car, another people's car, and those we carry something for their body. If they carry those cars, those people when away they get the cars. You don't know how they do that because me here I sure say them they kill them because I don't feel like God did.
The Commissioner of Police Danjuma Aboki commended the operatives for their doggedness and ordered a detailed investigation into the matter to unravel the whereabouts of his other members. The CP further assured members of the public of the command's unwavering determination to ensure a peaceful and a safe Imo State for all residents. Ajibade Praise, Trust TV News, Owerri.
Interesting development there from Imo State. Now, hours before the Eid al-Fitr celebration commences, Gombe main market is witnessing a notable decrease in the demand for essential commodities typically used in commemorating the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Poultry and vegetables, usually in high demand during this period, are facing contrasting fortunes. Poultry sellers are grappling with losses rather than profits as some birds are succumbing to the adverse effects of high temperatures coupled with reduced patronage. Conversely, vegetable sellers are experiencing a surge in sales with customers flocking to purchase their products in large quantities for the Salah festivities. Hassan Koli has a situation report.
This is the main entrance of the vegetable seller segment of Gombe main market, popularly called Kasuan Wadi. Despite the rising cost of commodities here, people are busy buying the vegetables for Salah. Most of the vegetable sellers are happy with the level of patronage, especially during this period of economic slowdown among many Nigerians. The price of our vegetables went slightly upward recently, and to our pleasant surprise, people are still buying. We are selling a bag of hot pepper at the rate of 25,000 naira and a basket of tomatoes at 6,500 naira, which was 5,000 naira to 5,500 naira before. We are indeed happy. Poultry is another commodity that is usually in high demand during this period. However, dealers are experiencing low patronage compared to last year. According to Saddam, despite reducing the price of some of their products, most people could not still afford them. Prices of poultry products are going up compared to last month. As part of our strategies, we reduce the price of some of the product by 500 naira to 1000 naira, but people are still not patronizing. They are complaining that 5000 naira to 6000 naira per bag is too much. We are not selling our product as we used to. This scenario is an indication that Muslim people are going to celebrate this year's Eid al-Fitr on a low key as compared to other years due to the prevailing economic conditions in the country. Hassan Koli, Trust TV News, Wembley.
Staying with the festivities, Henna enthusiasts in Kaduna State are experiencing frustration over the sudden increase in the price of henna services leading up to this year's Salah celebration. Now, despite the price surge, henna designers continue to receive a considerable level of patronage across the state. Women determined to look glamorous during the Eid festivities are willing to overlook the cost and indulge in beautifying themselves ahead of the celebration. Trust TV's Bello Musa has more on this story.
They have been waiting patiently for their turn to come so that their hands and legs will be decorated with henna or kunshi in Hausa language. Fadila Ibrahim has always enjoyed the patronage of women during festivities like Salah. However, this year, the economic realities in the country are affecting the business.
Before I used to do it 3,000, but now, because of the material, I increased the price. It's 5,000 now, each person. And I like, that's red sticker. The work is not like before. Before we used to do design, but now the work is easy here.
Despite the surge in the price of henna service, these young women in their quest to look glamorous on Salah Day are paying for their skins to be designed.
Well, I'm doing it because I like it and I want to look good. Well, I was planning for a different cost, but I messed it at a different rate. Understand? I didn't expect it to be this expensive and is affordable.
To look beautiful and presentable on Eid. Of course, I came here for henna design for Salah preparation that is upcoming today or tomorrow.
This woman earns a living from breading during Salah or any other festivity. Patronage goes up. However, she is lamenting that the economic hardship in the country this year has negatively impacted patronage.
Alhamdulillah, gaskiya ba laifin mutane suna zuwa sosai.
Ya maganar kidan ya ƙara tsada ne.
We thank God for the patronage. However, due to the present economic situation in the country, we are still breeding at lower prices. I handle like 10 people's hair in a day.
Despite the economic challenges, these women and many others are happily giving themselves a first lift ahead of the celebration. Bella Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Now, a rainstorm has caused widespread devastation in the Iyara community of Ijumu local government area of Kogi State, resulting in the destruction of hundreds of houses and leaving over 1,000 people homeless. Reports from the area indicate that an early morning rain on Monday was accompanied by a heavy storm, leading to the collapse of numerous houses. Affected families are currently seeking shelter in the homes of neighbors, relatives or friends as they await the opportunity to repair their damaged homes. The paramount ruler of the community, Eleta Oluyara of Iyara, Oba Jacob Meduteni, expressed profound regret over the disaster, emphasizing that many individuals have been displaced due to the violent rainstorm. In response to the crisis, he has appealed to public-spirited individuals and corporate bodies to extend assistance to the victims. Aliu Badaki, the national president of the Iyara Development Association, disclosed that over 1,000 persons, predominantly women and children, have been adversely affected by the disaster. And in Lagos State, following a fire outbreak in the Balogun Market Business District, at least 4 shopping complexes have reportedly collapsed. Security operatives have cordoned off the area to prevent miscreants from looting goods belonging to the victims. Ibrahim Farinloye, the territorial coordinator of the National Emergency Management Agency in the southwestern region, confirmed that 4 buildings have already collapsed due to the intensity of the fire. Such a tragedy. To Borno State now, where the Borno State Network of Civil Society Organizations has issued a stern warning of imminent protests if electricity in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, is not restored promptly. During a press briefing at the NUJ Center, the Civil Society Organization also expressed astonishment at the recent increase in electricity tariff by the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission. The organization appealed to the federal government to reverse the tariff hike, particularly in light of the current situation in Borno State, where Maiduguri, the state capital, has been without electricity for the past several weeks, severely impacting businesses and livelihoods. Bulama Abiso, the Borno State Executive Director of the Network of Civil Society Organizations, emphasized that they will engage with relevant stakeholders, and the following action, they will proceed with protests to underline their position.
Is anybody has the right to be in band A or B? It is the same people that will going to determine whether you are in band A or band B. Tomorrow you will be determined to be in band A or band B. So automatically that price actually is on you. So since it is not the prerogative of the masses to be in band A or band B, we look at it as even as a flaw for them to exploit the masses, particularly here in Borno State. So we are taking our advocacy to all our National Assembly members. We will take our advocacy to State House of Assembly. And if all our advocacies couldn't yield any result, we intend to also lead over 200 of our members in protest to all the concerns in that power supply sector.
In Kano State, the state government is gearing up to arraign former Governor Abdullahi Ganduje in court over allegations of misappropriation of state funds and diversion of landed properties belonging to the state. An arraignment summons indicates that Ganduje, along with his wife, Hafsat, and 6 others are to be arraigned on 8-count charge related to alleged dollar bribery as well as diversion and misappropriation of funds, including $413,000 and 1.38 billion naira. The other respondents named in the suit are Abubakar Bauru, Umar Abdullahi Umar, Jibrilla Muhammad, Lamash Properties Limited, Safari Textiles, and Lesage General Enterprise. Now, the Kano State government, in the criminal charge filed against Ganduje and other respondents, has stated that it has assembled 15 witnesses to testify. The matter has been adjourned to April 17, 2024 for arraignment before Justice Malam Naabba of the Kano State High Court. In other news, the minority leaders of the House of Representatives representing all opposition parties have distanced themselves from the call for the resignation of the People's Democratic Party and acting national chairman Umar Damagun by 60 lawmakers on Monday. The coalition of opposition lawmakers had demanded Damagun's resignation, threatening to leave the PDP if the request was not met. In a statement issued on Tuesday, Minority Leader of the House of Representatives Kingsley Chinda, Deputy Minority Leader Ali Madaki, Minority Whip Ali Isa, and Deputy Minority Whip George Ozodinobi emphasized that the coalition led by Ikenga Ugochinyere was unrecognized within the parliament. They condemned the coalition's actions, labeling them as absurd and unparliamentary. Now, furthermore, they emphasized that the demands made by the coalition did not represent those of the minority parties and urges the public to disregard any misinformation propagated by the group. This is the News Hour on Trust TV. Still to come. Cleric urges charitable donation as Ramadan comes to an end. Details of this and many more stories up ahead in just a moment. Welcome back to the news. Let's take another look at the headlines. The Nigerian army has destroyed a notorious kingpin's den in Zamfara state, killing one terrorist. Kano state government is set to arraign APC's national chairman, Ganduje, his wife, on April 17. Some of the day's other news, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has launched an inquiry into the cause of a strange disease in Sokoto state. According to the NCDC, it has deployed a nationwide or national rapid response to work with the State Ministry of Health to further investigate and respond to the disease, which has claimed 4 lives in Isa local government area, where a total of 164 suspected cases have been identified across 6 wards, among which are children between the ages of 4 to 13 and some adults. Trust TV's Aisha Salihu has more.
Isa local government area of Sokoto state has witnessed a similar incident previously documented in 2023, also without a definitive diagnosis. This time around, since March 21, 2024, there has been reported cases of children presenting symptoms like abdominal distension due to the rapid onset of fluids in the abdomen, fever, vomiting, and weight loss. However, the NCDC says the disease may not be unconnected to activities like mining, agricultural practices, which involve the use of various types of chemicals and pesticides, as well as practices which may be detrimental to people's health in the affected communities.
They recorded those 4 deaths. Both of them were deaths from within the community, but the cases from the hospitals showed that perhaps again they had some renal complications of whatever might be causing it. You understand me? So before you come to any conclusion, you must make a diagnosis, or else you can't be treating blindly. So as at now, we don't have any cause of death. We are now expanding our level of investigation now to cover other things. The delay actually from the laboratories in Sokoto, that took them a while to get back to us on the results of the testing for heavy metals. Is this one that just came out, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, that showed that there were high levels of lead and chromium in the sample sent. And that's why now they suggested, look, let's test for other things that might be contaminated with whatever it is. So as at now, there is no definitive diagnosis. Most of the cases that are in the teaching hospital are being treated symptomatically, and like Riley said, 1 or 2 of them are responding to treatment.
While emphasizing the need for adequate awareness on the disease to ensure prevention, he said, this is imperative despite the security challenges affecting access to the communities to search for more cases.
Level of awareness, yes, as it is now, because it's located in Sokoto state, it's specific to that area, and that's why again the state government again are actually increasing their public awareness to people in the state. But again, now one of the things we have to get information here, because there might be other states that have similar situations here which we don't know about. So it's on getting some of these things that we can now go out again and do a general publicity for the nation, especially those of them that have mining activities or use of pesticides. But when we get the correct culprit here, then it can give us an idea of how best to look at. But we can do a general thing right now based on what we have here now.
The NCDC is therefore urging healthcare workers, members of the affected and nearby communities to be vigilant and report anyone presenting similar symptoms to the nearest health facility. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, Muslims in Osun State are in high spirits ahead of the celebration of Eid al-Fitr, marking the end of this year's Ramadan fast. Trust TV's Hamid Oyebade reports that Eid praying grounds across Osun State are being tidied up as Muslims prepare for the big day. His report.
The Ramadan 1445, equivalent of April 9, 2024, is the last day of this year Ramadan fasting. After completing the 30-day fasting, Muslims across the world on 1st Shawwal, Wednesday, April 10, will celebrate Eid al-Fitr. At the Owode-Ede in Osun State, Muslims took time off to tidy up their Eid praying grounds for the Eid al-Fitr prayer.
This is Owode-Ede Muslim community Eid ground. We are here to prepare for tomorrow's Eid al-Fitr celebration to mark the end of this year's Ramadan period. We are here to make the ground clean, to tidy it up in preparation for tomorrow's Eid al-Fitr.
We are here today in preparation for tomorrow Eid, to mark the end of Ramadan, 1445 AD.
Meanwhile, Muslim faithful are excited that the Eid al-Fitr prayer will hold on the same day, unlike in the past when Muslims mark Eid al-Fitr on different days.
We have to appreciate our eminency, the Sultan of Sokoto, who set up a committee on moon sighting, and they announced whoever sights the moon should contact the secretary or any member of the committee. Unlike before, that individual can announce that is a sight the moon without being checked whether it's true or not.
The machines are there, the equipment are there to detect whether the moon is there or not, and it goes along to corroborate with what they do in Saudi Arabia. So all over the world, we are one. Alhamdulillah, and tomorrow Wednesday, inshallah, we are going to eat for Salah. This is a very good development in the Islamic world. I hope it continues like that.
Muslim faithful called on Muslim leaders to build on the cooperation achieved in this year united Eid al-Fitr and sustain it in the coming years. Amid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Osogbo.
Staying with Eid, Islamic scholar Abubakar Siddiq Muhammad emphasizes that scientific methods are integrated with human sources in the sighting process of the crescent moon. He underscores that this combination yields better results, which is significant for the Muslim community who utilize the lunar calendar to govern Islamic activities. Habibat Ajayi has more.
The practice of crescent moon sighting dates back to the revelation of fasting during the month of Ramadan to the Muslim Ummah by the Prophet Muhammad, as the Islamic calendar is based on lunar cycles. Muslims mark the beginning of Ramadan and their month-long fast based on the sighting of the crescent moon. Similarly, the end of Ramadan is determined by the sighting of the next crescent moon. Traditionally, the sighting of the crescent moon was confirmed by naked eye observation as the primary reference point for declaring the start of the Islamic month. However, over time, the use of scientific instruments have been incorporated worldwide to complement human observations.
It is so important that we commence the fasting by sighting the crescent. And we break the fast, that is stop fasting altogether for Ramadan, and that ends the Ramadan by sighting the crescent. That is what the Prophet ﷺ has taught us, and that is what the Muslims are doing. So when it is time like this, here in Nigeria, His Eminence the Sultan would make announcement for the sighting of the crescent. Before then, there are a lot of things going on around the Muslim community. They are to start searching for the moon at a specific time, and if this is going on today, we are to start searching for the crescent from today. once it is seen and confirmed by trustworthy individuals, there are channels of communication to His Eminence which you can follow to pass that information, and the announcement will be done by him. If the moon is sighted today, then tomorrow will be Eid. Otherwise, His Eminence will announce that the Eid will be on Wednesday, meaning we are going to fast this year's Ramadan 2024 for 30 days.
He urged Muslim faithful to adhere to the directive of the Sultan of Sokoto, Sa'ad Abubakar III, regarding the moon sighting process. Habibat Ajayi, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And now, commercial drivers and park officials in the nation's capital have expressed dismay over the downturn in travel activity despite the public holidays marking this year's Eid al-Fitr. A visit to Jabi Park in Utako district of the Federal Capital Territory reveals a stark contrast from the usual travel frenzy that always defines this period in previous years. Trust TV's Noel Sampson tells us more.
This is the popular Jabi Park on the eve of the Eid al-Fitr celebration. It is a shadow of itself as cars could be seen packed with no passengers in them, unlike other years where travelers will struggle to secure spaces and the few available cars. One of the drivers and a park official spoke to us on the level of patronage this season.
Because this situation now where we did now, we no be like before. If like before, this time around 2 hours, no motor for garage. Passenger go carry their bags, sit down. But now, motor plenty. We no increase the money of the transport because of the space of the fuel.
You know, by this time last year, when we were hoping to do Salah the following day, which is tomorrow, last year, people are just loading here, loading. People are coming from Ram. You see Ram all over the car. You see they put Ram on top of the car, loading, going different places. Kaduna, Okene, Lokoja, and all the rest, traveling. But this year, if you see around, you understand, we have been here since morning, you understand, till this time, this to 1. And in this Okene line, we just have only 4 cars that has traveled today. That is the 51 there, no passenger yet.
At the time we visited the park, travelers on ground declined to speak to us on camera, but said the economic situation in the country is responsible for the low patronage, as some are not comfortable with the fares for the journeys. Noel Sampson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're still watching the news hour on Trust TV. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more news stories in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to the news. Sheikh Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, the chief imam of the 1004 Mosque in Victoria Island, Lagos, has highlighted the importance of Muslims providing charitable donation of food items to the less privileged in the society as part of the Salah festivity. Referred to as Zakat al-Fitr, this donation of food typically occurs before the Eid prayer, just preceding the end of the month of Ramadan. Abbas Ibrahim Dalibi reports from Lagos.
Before the Eid al-Fitr prayer, every self-supporting Muslim adult who has food in excess is expected to pay Zakat al-Fitr for the love of Allah. Sheikh Suleiman Ibrahim reminded the Muslim to ensure that they do this during this year's celebration.
Zakat al-Fitr is zakat we give the alms, that is when the moon is sighted, that is moon of expiration of Ramadan, and then we are coming to Eid al-Fitr. So immediately the moon is sighted, Zakat al-Fitr has become compulsory. The Prophet ﷺ made it farilla, that is obligatory act for Muslim to give alms. That is food. He mentioned food, to be given food.
He said the purpose behind the Zakat al-Fitr is to assist the poor and also to purify oneself.
And the Prophet ﷺ said if you give the Zakat al-Fitr, it clears some errors or some wrongdoings, some unfortunate things that happen within the fast. He said, Tuhuratun lisa'il. It purifies who fast. And then from lagawu, from saying rubbish thing, from a little bit errors that happen within the month of Ramadan. And also feeding is a feeding for the poor in outside, so that he will not be left behind after Ramadan, everybody is celebrating, everybody is food eating, everybody is enjoying, and then he was one side without having something to enjoy. And the zakat is compulsory for any living soul as a Muslim. Any living soul, even if madman, you have a madman in your house, you pay his zakat al-fitr.
Imam Suleiman added that the quantity of zakat is described by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as 1 sa'i of food, adding that 1 sa'i is equivalent to 4 mud. And a mud, he said, when one puts their hands together, adding that the zakat is obligatory on those who have the means of doing it. Hence, it is not compulsory for those who cannot afford it. Abbas Ibrahim Talibi, Trust TV, Lagos.
Away from the festivities, Governor Ahmadu Umaru Finchu of Adamawa State has appointed the Murumbula Boltam Bentley Biapo Boyman the second as the chairman and 3 others as members of the state government's delegation to the 2023-2024 Christian pilgrimage. Now, the other members leading the state delegation include Joshua Atiku, Laraba Kefas, and Reverend Amos Yohana Kumai. This announcement was made in a statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Humwashi Wonasiko, on Tuesday. While congratulating the committee for their inclusion, the Governor advised them to ensure that the 2024 exercise in the state is hitch-free. The Governor also urged the board and the committee to maintain standards, assuring them of his administration's continued support to both Christian and Muslim pilgrim boards at all times. You're still watching the news hour on Trust TV. We'll now join Yusuf Akugu to bring us up to date with the latest in business.
Welcome to Business News. I am Yusuf Akugu. The federal government has concluded arrangement to receive $1.05 billion syndicated loan backed by oil towards the end of May 2024. The loan is part of the $3.3 billion pre-export finance facility facilitated by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC, and arranged by the African Export-Import Bank in January. The government has pledged 164.25 million barrels of crude oil at 90,000 barrels per day from 2024 to repay the loan. Senior Executive Vice President for Finance Administration and Banking at Afrexim Bank, Dennis Denya, said the verification of the crude availability has happened. He said the facility has participation from commercial banks and oil traders, most of which have already secured internal approvals. The World Bank on Monday said Nigerian inflation rate will drop to 24.8% year-on-year later in the year. The development comes after the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics pegged the current inflation rate at 31.7% in February from 29.9% recorded in January. The report also reaffirmed its projection of 3.3% economic growth for the country in 2024 and reduced its projection for 2025 to 2026 by 0.1 percentage point to 3.6% from its January projection of 3.7%. According to the World Bank, food inflation and the weakening of domestic currencies are still major drivers of inflation across countries in the sub-Saharan African region. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, is reportedly owing around $3 billion to fuel traders for imported petrol. Reports say the tumbling naira and rising global fuel prices have increased the subsidy it is paying. The payment backlog is a blow to the government effort in the economy to shore up its strained finances by curbing costly energy subsidies. Reacting, an NNP spokesman said the company was not aware of any such debt nor any financial issues of such magnitude. According to the spokesman, NNPC focus remains on sustaining sufficiency in the supply of petroleum products in the country. Nigeria's stock market is still closed for the public holiday, but let's see the global stock market for today. Now to the FX market. Naira maintains stability at both official and parallel markets as EFCC takes action against companies charging in dollars. Let's see today's market data. Oil prices edged higher on Tuesday after hope diminished that negotiation between Israel and Hamas will lead to a ceasefire in Gaza and on Mexico plan to remove more crude from the global market. And in London market, the European Brent sells for $90 per barrel. For the per basket, price increases to $90 per barrel as well. And that's business. I am Yusuf Akogu.
All right, let's take a look at developments on the international scene now. And the bodies of 38 migrants, including children, have been recovered after a shipwreck off the Horn of African nation of Djibouti. According to the United Nations in a statement on Tuesday, the latest disaster on the so-called Eastern Migration Route. The United Nations International Organization for Migration says the boat was carrying 66 people when it sank in the early hours of Monday. The tragedy took place just 200 meters off the coast of Gado in the northeast of Djibouti, according to the agency. The international agency regional spokesperson Yvonne Gade says those on the boat included women, children, and babies, adding that most of them were believed to be Ethiopian nationals. In a post on X accompanied by a picture of white body bags lined up on the beach, the IOM says at least 6 people were missing and presumed dead after the tragic shipwreck. The Ethiopian embassy in Djibouti says the incident involved a boat carrying around 60 Ethiopian migrants from Djibouti to war-torn Yemen. Quite a tragedy there. Now let's take a look at developments in sports, and the Super Falcons have qualified for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. This follows the goalless draw with Bayana of South Africa, meaning that the Nigerian Super Falcons beat South Africa 1-0 on aggregate to reach the Summer Olympics. For more sports, here's Emmanuel Fashemi with the latest.
The Nigerian women's cricket team, the Yellow Greens, is among invitees for the 2024 k1ll T20 Tournament B to be held in Kigali, Rwanda. The Nigerian side participated in the 2023 edition of the championship and came fourth after the loss to Kenya in the third-place playoff. The 10th edition of the yearly competition is scheduled for May 27 and will run through June 8 at Kahanga International Cricket Stadium. Other teams confirmed for the competition include Uganda, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Kenya, Malawi, Cameroon, and the host, Rwanda. Italian Serie A giant AC Milan have finalized plans to offer huge cash for Super Eagles Bayer Leverkusen striker Victor Boniface. The Nigerian international who signed for Bayer Leverkusen last summer from Belgian club Union St. Gillois has just recovered from an injury. Boniface is Milan's secondary target if they fail to get their original target, Zikazi. The Bayer Leverkusen star is a long-term Milan target, given that the Serie A bigwigs already tried to sign him from Union St. Gillois but failed to reach an agreement with Striker's management, seeing Bayer paid over 20 million euros to secure these striker services in 2023. According to the report, Boniface's transfer value is around 40 to 50 million euros. And that is sports. I am Emmanuel Fashimi.
And just before we go, on a sad note, veteran Kannywood actress Gado, fondly known as Daso, has passed away at the age of 56. Gado's death was confirmed by her relatives, who revealed that Daso was found lifeless on Tuesday morning. According to the bereaved family members, she was discovered dead after she returned to bed following sahur, the pre-dawn meal consumed before beginning a fast. Her sudden demise has left the industry and fans in a state of profound grief and disbelief. Born on January 17, 1968 in Kano, she carved her name in the sands of time through her remarkable performances, particularly in comical roles where she portrayed assertive and mischievous characters. Making her debut in the year 2000 with the movie Linzami Dauta, produced by Saronia Movies, she quickly captured the hearts of audience with her exceptional talent and versatility. Among her repertoire of hit films that propelled her to stardom include Nagari, Gidonia, Mashi, and Sansani. Quite a remarkable talent indeed. Well, that is the size of our bulletin for you tonight. Thank you most kindly for joining us. As always, we encourage you to take a look at our social media platforms, follow us, stay in touch, and of course you can visit our website trusttv.com for the latest news and documentaries. My name is Abdullahi Ahmed. For myself and the rest of the team, thank you for your time and good night.